Good afternoon, and let's see if this is going live on the laptop. Hello and welcome. My name's Cary and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United Kingdom, in the county of West Sussex. I'm going to make an elegant, simple box with you this afternoon. It's a good size and it uses 6x6 paper. So, if you can see or hear me, I'd really appreciate it if you could pop a thumbs up for me. Oh, glass is falling down. Nothing new there. So yeah, if you can pop your thumbs up and let me know you're there, that would be really appreciated. Hopefully I am going live. If not, I'm feeling rather a fool talking to myself. That's the worst thing about doing a live. It's that feeling that you're not there with anyone. So let me give it another refresh on the laptop, and well, maybe you're watching on rewind, or no, not rewind, what do you call it, watching it after the effect. So, oh, that looks like somebody's up there, so I'm going to switch around so you can see the desk and not my face. Oh, the clocks went back here in the United Kingdom, and it gets, hi Ali, it's getting dark very early now, which is very annoying. So anyway, this is my little box I've made. I take away the dressings. This box, I mean, you know, it's all my hand size. It's a good size box and it's quite sturdy, even though it's made with paper. Hi America. Oh, from the Netherlands. How lovely. Yeah, so it's quite sturdy, but it has a paper top and bottom and a card. I don't know quite what you'd call it. Oh, you can see red at the bottom, but it's not another box within a box. This isn't a decoration. That's just a panel I put in to make it a little sturdier. And this red gives it a nice pattern around the sides, I think. If we have time, I'll show you how I made the little bow. And can you see this cute little tag? The tag is from this stamp set called Naughty and Nice. It's super cute. You got the little elf feet to stick out the bottom. But I think for this one, we're going to use the circle. So, but this is a punch, and I have a circle that fits that one too. So let's take that to one side. And the bow is super simple and just uses more of your pattern paper. So what paper am I? Well, this one I've used this checker, well, plaid, check, not quite sure what you'd call it. But the paper's from a pack called Take a Bow, and it's a 6x6 pack in the Stampin' Up! September to December mini catalogue. And this Hylin comes in a multitude of sheets. In fact, you've got 12 of each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? That can't be right. That can't be right. Maybe I've got those around the wrong way. Nope. I have, that one's around there. I'm thinking it must be 6. It is 6 papers, 6 patterns. So the first one is spots, and then the green starts, and you get 12 of each of these. This is my partial pack. I have done quite a lot with it. Love this red stripe and the red leaves and little berries. And then the one I've used already for the box, for the sample, with a green spot on the back. Oh, there's more spots. I told you it was all over the place, this. And there's some more of that pattern. I should have sorted this out before I came out, shouldn't I? Yes. So there's 4 different patterns, but each paper is double-sided, so there's 8 patterns, but there's 12 sheets of each. So let's have a look at this final one. This stripe on this side and a lovely red spot on the other side. Hi Kay, nice to have you join us. So the question is, which one shall we use? Well, we're not going to use that one because I've already done that one. Mind you, you could want, no. So do we want spots, stripes, or dots? Dots, multi-dots, stripes, or red dots? First one that says we'll use that. I suppose we could, yeah. I don't like that so much. Dots. Thank you, Marika. So we're going to need 2 sheets of the paper for this card, this box. Now, we're going to use some cardstock with it. So I think we should use some Granny Apple Green. The colours in this paper are Granny Apple Green, Real Red, and Garden Green. But I quite like this with that green. Well done, Ali. Thank you. So we're going to get the trimmer out. And we're going to trim our patterned paper. First thing we're going to do is we're going to trim our patterned paper. Now, here in the UK, we use the metric system. And this paper is 6 inches. So it's actually, it does actually tell me on the packaging, I think. It's actually 15.2 by 15.2. So we need to cut this to 15 centimetres because I am going to be working in centimetres. So I've cut those 2 strips off one, and now I need to do it off the other as well. Lining up with the 15 and then trimming off the 2mm on both sides, on 2 sides of the paper. I should now have 2 pieces that are 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, sorry, not Cheryl, Cherry. Canada. I feel this. I think so too. I think it's hidden in the back of the catalogue. And I'm not really a traditional red and green girl, but I love these papers. I think they're so crisp and bright and cheerful, and yeah, they're really lovely. I really like them. I mean, the garden green side is a little more. I love this one though. But yeah, I think they're really lovely. So we've cut our 2 pieces of patterned paper to 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres. Now we're not going to need the cutting blade. We're going to need the scoring blade. Oh, it's Tracy. That's okay. I love the name Cherry. Do you know, when I was a child, I wanted to be called Cherry at one stage. I thought it was, and have black hair and green eyes. Yeah, don't ask. I don't know. Anyway, back to the box. We're now going to take this first panel and we're going to score it at 4 centimetres on all 3 sides. Now, this is patterned paper, so please score it nicely, but don't be too harsh, because we don't want to split it. We don't want to split the paper. So this is our 4 centimetres on all 4 sides. It's very simple to do. And then I'm just going to gently fold those back. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to be able to see, let's check that scored. I want to be able to see where I'm going to snip up. This is a very simple box. And if you've made boxes before, this comes together so easily. So all I'm going to do now is cut up 2 sides along the score lines opposite ways. It doesn't matter which side because they're all the same. So I'm going to cut just to the right of the score line for this panel, and I'm going to notch to the left there. So this time I'm going to cut just to the left and notch to the right up to that corner so that you have that shape. And then we're going to do the same again on this one. So just to the side of the score line and notch on the left, and then on the left of the score line and notch on the right. There. That is the bottom of our box. So we're going to leave that one like that. And what we're going to do next is score the other panel. But this time we're going to be scoring at 3.9. So I don't know if I can make this. Oh, I can. I can put that up a little bit. For this, I'd go to the number 4 and then back one little pip, one of these little lines, which is 1 millimetre. And then we're going to score 3.9 on all sides again. So 3.9, 3 round, and then last one 3.9 again. So can you see? Let's fold those again. Now, so I remember which goes where, I'm actually not going to cut this one just yet, because that way I know that this is the base and this is the lid. So let's put them over there for a moment. Excuse me while I have a quick mouthful of tea. My mouth's going a bit dry. And I'm going to bring in my piece of A4 cardstock. And this piece of A4 cardstock needs to be 9 centimetres by 29.7, which is the full length of a piece of A4. So 9 across, 29.7 down. And then I'm going to score it at 7 centimetres. Quite nicely, because it wants a nice crisp fold. 14 centimetres. Now I'm going to have to get the arm out, because guess what? We need 21 centimetres. I'm just double checking my notes to make sure I'm right. 7, 14, 21, and finally 28. And that leaves us with a nice small tag at the end, which we can use for the inside of our card. Now this I am going to use my bone folder for. So I'm going to fold that there and there. When you do this, if you line up the edges, you'll know that you're going to have a nice, neat, final finished product. And last score line. There we go. Now I'm just going to do a little notch on the top and the bottom of that little panel, and then I'm going to use tear and tape. You can use any tape you like. I like tear and tape because I'm lazy and don't want to have to get scissors to cut my tape. I'm putting 2 pieces down because it's quite a wide tab, but it's working. So that's my tab. I'm going to take the other end and fold it to that point. So let's take the tear and tape off. If my nails will let me. There we go. And now I'm going to fold that up to that score line neatly, making sure that these edges are meeting nicely. Let's get rid of that. And so we have made a tube, a little tube. So we're going to put that to one side. We're going to bring back our box base. Now I'm using this is the inside, so I'm going to fold my tabs in again, trying to make it as neat as possible, because we don't want a messy box, do we? So we're going to put glue there, and then we will be folding them up to meet that. There. Okay, so you can use wet tape glue, you can use tear and tape. I'm going to put tear and tape on mine, just because I happen to have it out. Very scientific, this. There we are. And there. And then we're on to the final one. Again, 2 pieces, one at each end, just to secure it neatly on our box. So take the tape cover off of one of your tabs. So we have the tape on the 4 tabs. Sorry about that, Tyler. And now I'm going to marry up my corners. I want them to be as neat as possible, so that's why we make the tabs, so that the top edge is flush. Now that isn't quite flush, so I'm just going to do a little jimmy fix there and just fold that up, so that's neat and tidy. That was my daughter on the phone, Tyler. But she'll ring back in a wee while, so all will be good. Now we're going to close the other side of this part. Same again, making sure that our box is as neat as we can. Now if I put that in there, can you see how my box is going to fit together? Very neat and easy. So I know that's fixing, that's going to fit. Take the tape off of this one. That one out the way. Let's line that up again. Nice neat corners. And the final one. Ugh, come on, nails, work. Now, of course they never do when you want them to, do they? Particularly if you're doing a live. There we go. So lining up for the final corner, line up, and I'm twiddling that round because that I can just pull into place there. So we have made the base of our box. We have made the, I don't know, what would you call this? Do you have any suggestions what it's called? It's like a riser, maybe? I don't know. But it fits together neatly. But we want it to stay fixed together. So I am going to now use some wet glue, and by lining these 2 pieces like this, I'm just going to work my line out for where I don't want the glue to go above that edge. So I'm just going to sweep this around all 4 sides, and oh, I may have got a little bit over there, but we give it a quick wipe. It'll be okay. Liner, good thinking. Thanks, Ali. Now, to put this in, I'm just going to slightly squeeze the sides, place the edges into the box like that, push it down, and then turn it on its side. Take my bone folder, making sure it's all the way down, and rub on the sides to make sure that the liner is attached to the base of the box. Give the glue a moment to grab, and there you have the base of the box. So there is the base of the box. Let me put the lid on the glue. Now we just need to make the lid. I didn't put quite enough glue on that side because it doesn't want to hold fast, so hold on tight. There we have it. So let's do the other side, the top, exactly the same way. We're going to treat it exactly the same. So we're going to cut to the right of the score line, just to the right of the score line, and notch to the left. Then we're going to cut to the left of the score line and notch to the right. Turn it over and repeat. Score line on the right, notch on the left. Score line on the left and notch on the right. Okay, so fold these over and tape in exactly the same place as last time. So we're going to put tape here, here, here and here. Holding up. Oh, hope you've all had a good weekend. It's the weather here has been rather dismal, dark, dim and dismal. But I have to say, I had a nice day Saturday down in Southampton with my partner's mum while she went to football. And then I made some samples and some bits for an upcoming class. And then Sunday, I had a real chill day. I didn't do very much at all. So let's line these side pieces up, make sure that they're going to fit nicely. It's worth taking your time doing this, lining up and whatnot, because although it's not 100% perfect every time, it certainly helps to keep things neat and tidy. Now Lynn, who I do believe is watching, is a very good box maker and baskets and gift bags and all sorts. So I have to live up to her standards. Tape off. Oh. There we go. And line this first one up. I keep twiddling it around and turning around because I've got a camera under my nose. Well, camera on my phone. And I'm trying to see to do this at the same time. So it's really quite interesting from where I'm sitting. Hopefully you're still there. And line up that corner, making sure we get, oh look, there's a neat, that is not quite so neat. So I'm going to take my scissors into there before I go any further and just trim that off there, because I don't want that. I want nice neat pieces. Okay, penultimate one. I think, yep, there we go. Line that piece up there. And final one. It would have been much easier to do this with glue, but tape line sticks quicker. there we go. Box lid made. So there we have it. Our box is made. Now you can decorate this to your heart's content, but one thing I am going to do is put a piece in the bottom. Now this box is, I'm just double checking, 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters square and 7 by 9 tall. So does that make it a cube? I can't remember. So, I'm not very good at maths. So let's grab the trimmer again, because we need a little panel to go in the top and the bottom of our boxes. So I'm going to make this, I'm actually going to do it this way. I'm going to go 6.9 by 6.9. So that way it should just fit nice and snugly inside and not distort anything, but also shouldn't come out of place with any trouble. So I'm going to pop that in there, and that goes down there. Use my bone folder to get it into the corners, and that's in. Now for the lid, I'm going to pop a little drop of glue on there, just inside, so that it doesn't move or fall out, because this time this piece is going to not fit as snugly because it's a little bit bigger than the bottom. So there we have our box nicely lined up and done. Right, let's move on. And we're going to make a bow, and I think we should use, what should we use for the bow? Any preferences, anybody? I think a more solid colour is good. Do we want green bow to correspond with our green sash? Green stripes. Stars or stripes? What do you reckon? Stars or stripes? Okay. First one that says will let me know. Okay, let's move these out the way. Now I am going to bring in some glue dots for this. Now if you're at home and doing this, you can use stars. Thank you, Lynn. Good choice. You can use wet glue, you can use tape, whatever. I'm using glue dots for speed more than anything else. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself 2.5 centimetre wide strips. So I'm going to lay it down and use the right hand side of my trimmer here. I don't know if you can see, but there's markings this side too on this trimmer, which is very handy because it stops the paper hanging over the edges and gives you a nice sturdy base to cut. I can't remember if I did 3 or 4, so I'm just going to cut 4 because the paper won't go to waste. I know we need 4 loops and 1 for the middle, so let's do that. These are super simple. Now these are 15 centimetre long, so it's going to be quite a large bow on the top. Should we go big? Go big or go bold? First things first, just gently run your paper along a bone folder or a pen or something. All it does, it just stretches the fibres, and it means it will go where you want it to go with a little bit more ease. So all we've got is 4 strips, 15.2 by 2.5 centimetres or 6 inches by 1 inch. Now these are quite large glue dots. They're very sticky. So what are we doing? So we've got our strip. Let me come out, not in, out of fraction. So they're quite large. But what we're going to do is with the right side up, we're going to fold over the 2 edges over themselves to create that shape. So that's going to line up again there. So we're making a big old bow with this, and then all we need to do is put a glue dot on one side, sticky, and line up that point so that we have that shape, and drop it. Hope that makes sense. Let's do it again. We're going to put that over there like that. So we're going to put the glue dot on the end, in the middle. So the glue, the adhesive goes on that side, and the side lines up as a diamond shape there. So that's 2. Next one, adhesive on the inside, and we're going to take the paper and twist it over itself. I don't know quite how to describe that, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And again, final glue dot for this bit, just on there. So take it straight, fold it round your fingers and over the top of itself, lining those up nice and neatly. So we now have 4. Oh, this is going to be much bigger than this one. I think they're 10 centimetre lengths, not 15. So now we're going to need some more glue dots. This time we're going to have one there, and we're going to place another of these just over the top of it. So we now have this shape, so we can manhandle this a little bit. And then we're going to do the same again that way. So we're going to put a little glue dot, these are quite large, but a glue dot, glue, whatever you're using, on the bottom edge of the pointy bit, unstick your fingers, and then line that up where you want it there. And the last one here. So glue dots are really useful for lots of things, but I do think this helps with the speed sometimes. And we're going to line that up there. Now, I don't like that, it's a bit short. Let's bring that in a little bit. That's better. And we could actually put this one inside there. But I'm not going to. All I'm going to do is create a loop, and that's then going to sit on the top of my box. So the strip that's left over is probably a smidge too wide, so let's just trim that down to that's 5. I think we need it about 4. And then all I'm going to do is roll that so that it can go in the middle. So I want it about, let's see how long that is. You can tell I do these things by eye a lot of the time. Okay, so we're going to go 4 by 8 centimetres to make the final part of our bow, and this time I am going to use tear and tape for sealing the two ends together. Again, I'm going to use a bone folder to get that to roll over nicely. You can make these bows any size you like. You can do double layers and all sorts of things, but I'm just sticking with the one side this time. And then that's going to go in the middle, but I'll use a glue dot for that. In fact, I might even use two. Find the seam side, put your glue dots on, and ease the cover off, and then pop it in the middle, and there you have your bow. You can make bigger one by you could put two more pieces on the outside. You can make it really full. You can make it smaller. So that's my bow to go on the top of my box. There's something not quite right. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I need to have a little play with this. And the other nice thing about the glue dots is they do give you a little bit of wiggle room. That's a bit better there. Let's try moving this one as well. It's probably the bits I haven't on the inside that are not quite right, but I'll keep playing until I get what I want. That's better. They should be a little bit more pointy, shouldn't they? I've made them too wide. Do you know what? We're just going to go with the flow on that. Put that to one side. Let's get to some stamping. Oh, don't waste your straps. We'll leave those there for another project. And we're going to bring in a piece of white cardstock. And we need, I'm going to use the circle. When you get these stamps, they come with a panel on the top. It is worth hanging on to it. Let that rest. What else we need? We're going to have elf's feet on it or just a bow. Oh, I do like the elf's feet. You choose elf's feet or bows. It's the stamp I'm talking about. And what are we going to put on the inside? I think we're going to put from the North Pole again, because I like that sentiment. Put those over there and bring in the ink pads. So we're going to use real red, because it's the same red as in there for the circle. Biggest block would be useful. So we need our handy dandy trusty stamping mat. Put those on there so I don't lose them. First things first, let's stamp this circle. Tap, 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 tap. And again. 1, 2, 3. You can make any tag any size that you want. That's nice, I like that. And I'll give that a quick wipe. Don't ever worry about, as long as you clean your stamp. If you have a photopolymer stamp, it is going to stain, particularly if you use a red or another strong colour. So I'm just going to leave those guys on the side, and I do my sentiment in the middle of my circle. From the North Pole, elves. Now I can't open the ink pad. Tap, tap, tap. And down. 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's a circle, so it doesn't matter which way around it goes. Thankfully. Now I'm also going to stamp a hat and the booties. I'm going to stamp them at the same time. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black for this because I am going to colour these in using my alcohol markers. You can use whatever you like. I'm just going to pop those there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's grab that out of the way. Give that a quick clean. And let's grab some real red. Oh, throw it away, why don't you? I've just thrown the pen I want all over the floor. No idea where it is. Hold fast. Oh Lord, where has that gone? Why is it this happens? It's done a runner. Okay. I might have to use some Poppy Parade as well. Love the red ink. Hi Anya. I'm using light Poppy Parade. I should really be using light real red, but I've just thrown it across the floor, so I'm just doing a colour check. Actually, they will work fine together. Now, I am no great artist and I am no great colourer, but I do know the way I like to do it, and that is I like to lay down the light colour first and then bring in the darker colour to add my shading and contouring. Now, if I wore makeup, I suppose I'd be one of those people that did shading and contouring, but I'm not, so I don't. Okay, so there we have it. We're going to give our elf a little pair of red booties with a white pom-pom on the end. And I think we should give him some green stockings. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, light and dark, and these are my cheat stripes. So I've got my light, and I'm literally just going to do a band, a space, and a band, and a band, a space, and a band. So 3 little lines, and I'm not sure you can see those. Just there. Oh, thank you, Anya. And then in the gaps that I left, I'm just going to put the darker shade. So he now has stripy green socks or stockings. Put that to there. Now, I do need to warn you that these 2 pieces are fussy cut out. But this piece, this is a 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and that should punch that out beautifully, leaving a nice little white line all the way around. So I'm trying to line this up through the camera. Hopefully I get it right. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move that so that I can see it. There you go. And pop. So that's our tag, a nice circle tag. And let's get these elves' accoutrement cut out. Now, when I fussy cut, I do just roughly cut round the edges, and then I go in. I'm going to leave a little white gap all the way round. These are too fiddly for me to cut to the line. I know some of you would be able to. Some of you won't like to do it at all. And that's okay too. You don't have to. You choose what you do. It's your box. You decorate how you like. But these little things don't take long to cut out, and they're not hugely difficult. Just remember, turn the paper, not the scissors. And use scissors that you are comfortable with. For some people that might be little tiny embroidery scissors. For others it might be a little larger, and that's okay too. In fact, I remember years ago seeing someone on the television using great big scissors, what I would call dressmaking scissors, for this tiny little bit of fussy cutting. and that's what she used. So more power to her elbow. So I've cut the legs. I'm going to cut the legs out separately, and what I am going to do is leave a tab at the top, because that's going to help me adhere it to my tag. Nearly done. Let's get that last little bit out. Sorry, I can't fussy cut and talk. It's too much for me. Okay, let's move those out of the way. So we now have our 2 little elf legs. We're going to put a drop of glue on the tabs at the top. That's it. And we can line these up to go like that, and lift that up gently like that. So he now has his little feet sticking out, and I'm going to pop his hat at a slightly jointy angle. So I'm just going to put a little bead of glue on this white part of the edge. Come on, that's it, just there. And I'm going to just carefully stick that there. So what's next? Right, we need to make a hi Becky, nice of you to join us. I'm going to use this red and white candy stripe twine, but I am going to show you a little trick. Because I've got these feet stuck on the back, that's not nice. I want something neater. Now I've lost my piece of white card that I punched out of. Oh dear, what have I done with that? Time to find another piece. Okay, no worries, let's just grab a piece from back here. And I'm going to punch another circle out, the same size, so 1 3/4 inches, just there. It's a 1 3/4 inch punch. And to this one, I'm going to punch a little hole for my string to go through. So this is a very elderly Stampin' Up! Hole punch, but you can buy them. It's a hole punch. You can use what you like. You can poke it through with a little pokey tool if you like. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thread that string, my twine, through the hole like so. Then I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to attach it to the back of that panel. So remember, you want the tag to sit at the top, and then we want his feet at the bottom. So now we can, because we've used wet glue, we can squish that into place. So he's now got somewhere to write as well, so you could put the recipient's name on there. And we have a lovely long bow string that we can put on our box with a cheeky little elf. Let's go. Oh, wrong way. There you go. There you have it. There's your box, your tag, and a very quick and easy bow to put on top. Again, I would use a glue dot just to hold that down, and probably tie a knot at the top here so that that looks a little more finished. There we go. I hope you like it. Here's the one I made originally with my little bow, and the label that I've now misplaced. Oh, there he is. from the other style of label you can use from this stamp set. Naughty and nice. Oh, and that's the other one I did using that label punch. I hope you like them. They're fun to make. They're simple. They're not tricky. If you come back tomorrow on the page, I will have the directions and the cutting guide for you to share, to make your own. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me, and take care. If you haven't, thank you, Lynn. Another one for you to try. Yes, absolutely. I'm sure you'll make some superb versions. Hopefully in the not too distant future. If you have any ideas or suggestions of what I can play with next week, please give me a ring. Please leave me a message and let me know. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. Take care. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.